Okay then, free time. Let's build those Age of Darkness models. It's not like there's anything else on my to-do list. So we've got our squats. These are the Ironhead squat Prospectors. These are Necromunda, so not 40k, but I got them anyway. I don't play Necromunda, so these are more just out of general curiosity. I got these just to see what the new squats are shaping up like. So I don't think these will be playable in 40k, but we'll see. The box is quite light, quite thin, you know. So I'm hoping that there's only one, maybe two sprues in here. I don't really expect any more than that. So there is a bit of variety in what you can build. You can build your Charter Master or your Drillkin, which I think, yeah, two different models. And then, so 8 Citadel miniatures, so we'll see. I imagine this is just going to be one sprue. So, off with the cellophane. Keeps the box nice, but then part of me just going, it's such a waste of plastic. But, yeah, into the bin with that. Right. So, I don't think there's anything particularly spectacular we need to look at on the outside of the box. But inside we do have, it is 2 sprues. And these are 25mm bases, I think. So, and a little build sheet. So this is a black and white build sheet. Is it even? Yeah. Okay, so it's that way around. Nothing particularly exciting in here. I don't know if there's variations or anything you can do to magnetize these, but we'll just have a quick look. So, sprue wise, let's focus down. Here are the sprues. So this is the first sprue. Nothing catches my eye as particularly. So that's the heads. Which way around? Hang on. That way around. So hopefully you can see there that there is a nice variety in the heads. Obviously they're inside their helmet, I suppose you would call it. And they do look quite dwarfy. So I'll build these up as quickly as I can and we'll have a look at the finished models. But they do look like a very well jam-packed sprue. No options like so. But I wasn't really expecting that many, but it is a Necromunda gang. So it is what it is. Now I don't know if these are going to be usable in 40k as stand-ins. Obviously there's no real replacements for the... Here are the build instructions in slightly more detail. Hopefully that'll give you a rough idea. Now this is very similar to the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness build instructions, I would say. So it does seem to imply that there are multiple teams inside Gamesworkshop doing build instructions. They seem to have 2 different formats. This is much more similar to the Age of Darkness than to normal 40k. For example, it doesn't tell you what size the base is. And 40k, it always says the base size. So 32mm, 25mm, 28mm. I think these are 28mm. I'd have to measure them to be sure, and I'm not that interested, but bases are there, so you can see how big they are. But I can't see any options in those. So obviously that's an option. And we do have some weapon options. We've got a heavy stubber, an auto gun, bolt pistols, auto pistol, and a stub gun, sorry. Hopefully you can build them all with the one loadout. So let's have a look. So for the auto gun, we've got 2 auto guns in that. Are these? Hang on. Are these identical sprues? No. Maybe. No. Yes. Ah, they are identical sprues. Look. So there's sprue. Get out of it, you. So there's sprue 1. And there is sprue 2. So they are completely identical. Somewhat disappointing. But I suppose it's an easy way to keep the cost down. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I would prefer separate sprues, but... So this is from this year, 2022. Wonder if that means they're starting to catch up. Anyway, I'm going to build these up and then we'll take a look at the finished models after. From left to right, we've got the Ironhead bolt gun. We have 4 of the Ironhead auto guns. Then we've got the heavy stubber. So those are my, I don't know if you'd call them normal, but those are those guys. Then we've got our drill master. So the other guys are called drill kin. So he is the drill master. And he is the charter master. So hopefully you can see you do get a reasonable mix of models. Now you may not notice, but there are effectively 4 of each torsos. So the easiest one to look at is this guy, because obviously he's got the traditional standing on the rock problem. And you can see, hopefully, that these guys do in fact share, and I'm going to have to get a ring light, but these guys share a body. Hopefully you can see there, those guys share a body. Then I made my 4 auto guns. They're all from 4 different bodies. So, sorry, not him. So my 4 auto guns are made from 1 sprue, and then the other guys are made from the other sprue, because obviously 2 identical sprues kind of makes it hard to make them different, but yeah, it's what we've got to work with, so that's what we did. Now let's look for some size comparisons. I'm going to start off by comparing him to brother Come and Have a Go If You Think You're Hard Enough. He's obviously a Terminator, a Dark Angels Terminator specifically. So you can see he is a good bit shorter. I was going to say a full head shorter. Yeah, probably a full head shorter. Very, very, I mean, squat is the right term. He's almost as thick. You see, almost as thick. Well, you can't really see. But, you know, he'd be as wide, certainly, but shorter. Ergo, squatter. So, and if we compare him to something like a Primaris Captain in Gravis armor, you can see he is a great deal shorter. I'll try to get roughly the same height. So you can see he is a good bit shorter. But other than that, he's very nice. So I've good hopes for the squats when finally released. So we'll compare him to something a bit more normal sized. We have the Canoness. Sisters of Battle Canoness. So if I try to line those up neatly, there we are. So you can see she is actually surprisingly tall, but I was going to say she dwarfs him. Oh, the puns I could make, but hopefully you'll get a rough idea there that there is a significant size difference despite the thickness of him, because he is definitely a thicker boy. Assuming that one's a boy. I can't tell which ones are boys. Well, some of them we can tell which ones are boys because they have beards. Although, one potential drawback to this is, as you can see, the helmeted head with just a tiny little beard poking out. It's going to be tricky to paint, but we'll find a way. We'll bodge it somehow. So this is the unit leader, I think. So he is the charter master. I didn't go for that helmet. For some reason I didn't really want fully helmeted heads on these guys. So we've got the charter master, and then the drillkin I did build as well. Where did he go? There he is. So here is my drillkin. Did I go for the same helmet, or did I go for a slightly different helmet? Slightly different helmet. There's a few different helmet choices, so you do have a bit of leeway as to what you build. Now if we compare him to the Canoness, this is probably slightly more interesting because he does have the extra bulk of the axe and whatever the fudge that is. So it does make him appear a bit bigger, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I do like them. I do like these squats. So I do have a great deal of hope for the new ones. Now if we compare him to, I can't remember her name, but the Katachan Sergeant girl, she's actually quite tall too. She's about 4 centimeters high, so you can definitely see the girth, the thickness of the boy. Also the diminutive statue. And then we've got Darkstrider. So you can see I do have some models that I was going to do like reviews of and stuff, but never got around to it. Now he's obviously hunched over, so even the Tau are taller than these guys. We'll also compare him to, I can see I've got a whole load of models that we're just kicking around. Oh, he's tall. He's almost off the top of the screen. You know, I really should have been doing it from like that high, but yeah, we'll maintain consistency. So hopefully, you know, that does convey the size of this guy. And then if we're going for girthy, let's try the Orc Beast Boss or whatever he was. I don't know. He came out with the Beast Snagga Boys. It's a fairly cool model by itself. And he definitely has the size advantage. You can feel the weight difference actually in the plastic. And then I thought this one. Nice. Get back. And then I thought Admech. Very similar in layout. You can see they've both got the thing that attaches to their backpack. So just pop those down onto the line the bases up, so you can see he is a good head and shoulders taller. So these new boys are very nice. I mean, I do hope that they squat release. There you go. That's a good angle. So I hope the squat release comes soonish before I spend all my spare cash on other unnecessaries. So if we can see from the instructions, there are 4 bodies essentially, because the 2 sprues are identical. So you basically get 4 models times 2. So you can build one up as the Charter Master, and then you can make the other one the Drill Master, and the rest of them are all Drill Kin. And then you have a few choices of weapons. You get 2 of these Ironhead heavy stubbers. You get 4 of the auto guns, 2 of the bolt guns, some pistols. So you can see I do have a lot of spares left over. So there's plenty of pistols, some heads, a spare hammer there. So there are a few spares we can use maybe for kit bashing later on down the road, but we'll see. We'll see what comes out with the release. But yeah, I mean, I do like these little fellas. I am starting to get more and more excited about the full release.